Shooters typically come in two forms, first-person or third-person. First-person shooters are often more immersive gaming experiences as the game you play unfolds from your perspective. If you guys love shooters and you like playing on your mobile phones, then you're in the right place. Hey everyone, I'm Paul here, and today on Android Tools, we're going to be counting down our top picks for the 10 best FPS games for Android and iOS. With that being said though, let's jump right in. Starting off at number 10, we have Project Bloodstrike. Project Bloodstrike is an action and adventure game where you immerse yourself in an intense battle involving dozens of weapons and try to emerge victorious. In true Warzone style, this game has enough incentives to keep you entertained throughout each game you play. In the game, you will find a battle royale gameplay component. This means that throughout each round, you must try to survive in the middle of a map full of enemies that will do everything possible to stop you. However, far from acting scared, you need to efficiently use all the elements in your arsenal at all times to try to kill all your opponents before it's too late. Moving on to number 9, we have Arena Breakout. Arena Breakout is an FPS by Tencent that plunges you into a new world full of enemies and armed conflict. Loaded with courage and an extensive weapons arsenal, this FPS for Android lets you fine-tune your aiming skills during each and every mission. The 3D graphics in Arena Breakout are really impressive and realistic. Using a fantastic visual motor, it is very easy to move the camera however you want to try and find all the items and enemies dotted around the map. All these things let you advance through the different scenes with the sole goal of surviving enemy crossfire. There are iconic firearms in Arena Breakout and a wide range of items to use in attacks. Coming in at number 8, we have Devil War. Devil War is a first-person shooter in the spirit of the cult classics of the genre. Basically, Devil War shooting gameplay is relatively familiar to players who love FPS games on mobile platforms. Here, you can control the warrior to move at will, thereby shooting any enemies that are approaching the main character. At the same time, the enemy will move continuously to dodge your shots, so aim carefully and finish them off as quickly as possible. The quality of 3D graphics makes the details in Devil War extremely sharp with high perfection. From there, you can easily see the vividness of the matches they participate in. Next up at number 7, we have Project H.A.Z.A.R.D. This is an FPS that takes you into multiple settings to kill all the zombies that cross your path. By equipping yourself with dozens of weapons you unlock, you will gradually advance through and take control of the city while shooting all the enemies. As the 3D visuals were developed under UE4, you won't have any trouble spotting your enemies. The controls are pretty straightforward, so you can progress easily. Press the joystick to move in any direction and tap the action buttons to throw grenades or reload ammo, and so on. Advancing through hostile territory, you must make the most of the available weapons to try and survive despite the difficulty. Down to number 6, we have Hyperfront. Hyperfront is an FPS where you can enter amazing environments full of enemies that you must try to defeat. Through a 5v5 game mode, you will join up with other players to try and destroy each enemy. So you will be able to unlock dozens of weapons and special skills to make yourself a lot stronger. It has powerful 3D visuals designed with the UE4 motor that fully immerse you in the action. The subjective camera perspective will increase realism and means you can freely travel around each area of the map. Once you have chosen your character's features, you will be paired with other teammates. After this, your main goal will be to explore every corner of the map with bravery and caution to spot your enemies.
One enemy remaining. Headshot.
Moving on to number 5, we have Hazmob FPS. Jump into scenes packed with enemies with the Hazmob FPS. In this game, you'll carefully walk across a map armed with well-known weapons and try to accurately hit each enemy to win the battle. Whether you're fighting in a team or solo, Hazmob FPS will make you feel the adrenaline rush of being part of a squad that fights for victory in each battle. It has realistic graphics that immerse you in the action. As you play, just tap on the virtual joystick on the left side of the screen to move across the map. On top of that, the camera is adjustable so you can move your point of view in any direction. All the available game modes are shown on the main menu. Next up at number 4, we have Modern War Online Super Fire. This is a mobile shooter for Android and a budget alternative to Call of Duty Mobile, where players are divided into 2 teams and participate in shootouts on small maps. The first interesting point in the game is the ability to work smoothly on mobile. The image still has depth, the gameplay is still hardcore, and the action and the movement of the characters are diverse. But this game has been designed for many generations of mid-range mobile phones and above. One of the biggest differences between Modern War Online is the ability to make your own guns. Through the achievements, you will gradually accumulate more points and unlock many weapon upgrades, unlock new guns, and gradually have more opportunities to make your own guns. Coming in at number 3, we have Doom Days. Doom Days is a zombie shooter game from VNG Game Studios that exploits first-person shooter action in a novel and surreal way. This is a very different spice from the zombie FPS games you've played before. In this first-person shooter, you will transform into a hero fighting zombies to protect yourself, save the survivors, and find a way to save the planet from the zombie apocalypse. Although the topic is not new, the approach of Doom Days is quite impressive. The game lets you quickly immerse yourself in in-depth story-based campaigns with a succession of strong conflict situations throughout the gameplay. In addition, Doom Days also brings a deep impression into the unique weapon array, including some weapons never seen in other zombie games. Next up at number 2, we have Dead Branch Rise. This is a first-person shooter with classic tasks and conditions, as well as the scenery of the conflict in an alternate universe. The main character, a mercenary, needs to clear various locations from numerous opponents. Among them, there will be both humans and zombies. The player in Dead Branch Rising assumes the role of a professional mercenary who must complete a mission while suffering injuries and the constant threat of zombies and other opponents. Bonuses at a high level allow you to purchase more potent weapons and create unique gun colors, allowing you to better face off against challenging foes. The controls couldn't be simpler or more intuitive for first-person shooter players. And finally at number 1, we have Battlefield Mobile. Battlefield is one of the most well-known shooters around. Since its launch way back in 2002, this saga has not stopped winning players over with its great doses of action and detail that immerse you into incredibly realistic military battles. Battlefield Mobile has spectacular graphics that will get the most out of top-of-the-range smartphones. Similar to other titles, you have to work together as a team if you want to be victorious. What's more, the game's controls are perfectly adapted to touchscreens, so your experience remains totally immersive. Bombs, grenades, non-stop action, military vehicles, and a whole arsenal of weapons to discover.
Friendly assault squads are assaulting Charlie Point.
There you go. So these are our favorite picks for the 10 best FPS Android and iOS games of November 2022. If you think that some games deserve to get a mention in this roundup, make sure to let me know their names as well. I hope you enjoyed it, so leave it a like and subscribe if you want to see more videos like this. Once again, I'm Paul. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one.